Them pretty much dash it away in the final overs by using a player who carried a poor form from the CPL into the team.
Well, I suppose now is the best time to use him because it's practice. You can't have him do that in the World Cup.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle, your channel of undiluted sports content. Raymond and I are here to talk about the upcoming match, second T20 match between the West Indies and Australia. And of course, they never got off to the start that we wanted, Raymond, but they're back and we look to rebound from that lost in the first match.
Yeah, Kurt. It was a close one. I mean, it never resembled what Google had predicted to be, as that big 70-30 gap. I mean, to the end, it pretty much came down to very, very close margins, as you can tell, the final over. So still, you can see some positives, definitely.
I tell you to stop follow Google, but let me share with you the scorecard for that match. West Indies batted first, and they made 145 for 9 in their 20 overs. Hetmeyer wasn't there, and forgive me, I was looking forward to watching Hetmeyer, but Kyle Meyer is 39 off 36 balls. Brandon King, 12, Reefer 19, Odean Smith, 27, Older 13, everybody else single digit. Captain Puran continue to struggle, 2 off 5 balls. He was the wicket keeper, captain, and we continue to say that he is taking on too many responsibilities at this time. The pick of the bowlers for Australia, you mentioned Cummins in the previous review, 2 for 22 off 4 overs. Hazelwood, 3 for 35 from 4. And Stark, 2 for 40 off his 4 overs. Raymond, looking at this scorecard, 27, 39, 2, 3, 7, 4. I mean, we never batted well at all.
No, Kurt, not at all. I mean, when you see single digits all over the place, and you see the level of strike rates and the amount of ball they wasted, it didn't look good at all. So we were definitely not on top form, especially some of the persons we had claimed, like Charles, who did so well in CPL, didn't actually carry over that form into the first match. But once again, it's practice and one game down. Person have to look into themselves and trying to fix the problems they're having.
And I mean, and I don't want to pick on the captain too much, but he was extremely poor from the CPL. And coming into this match is a warm-up match, playing Australia in Australia just before the World Cup. We would love to see the captain facing more balls and also to get his form back so that he can lead the team with the bat that we expect from him. But 2 or 5 and the poor run of form continues. I'm wondering, is it good to? I don't want to say it, but it's probably too late or too soon to replace a captain.
No, I think you're probably jumping the gun there. It's probably too soon right
I
now.
hope so.
I mean, it's one game out and it's just practice. You can jump in the gun there. The only issue I'm seeing here is that, if he's not up to the task right now, he might have to figure out a better spot to place himself. Playing at 5th, I think. If you want to drop a further down the order, then do that, because you're not getting the form that are showing the form that we're expecting, and you probably eat up ball trying to build your confidence. So get persons in that is up to the task. In fact, we probably will end up pushing him further beyond Rahman Powell and even Holder, given how there's those persons are playing and putting up runs. So yeah, it's not good what the level of score is putting up with the bat, but from a captain standpoint, I think it's too early. I really do think it's too early to have him being replaced as a captain.
And in addition to leading with the bat, he's a captain, he's the wicket keeper. I mean, I believe that's too much for Puran at this particular time, and they probably should use somebody else to keep so that he can concentrate more on managing the players on the field and batting. But to take on the wicket keeper, captain, and then the lead batter, it's too much for him right now, I think, and considering that he is struggling somewhat with the bat. So probably in training, when he's supposed to be focusing on hitting the ball, he's trying to work on his glove work as well. So that is probably cutting into the time that he's spending in the middle to hit the ball around.
That's true. That's true. So in terms of getting his shot selection properly and facing as many balls as possible in the warm-up games, training between the nets is very important for him to get it right. No. And if that means as being captain, he can relieve himself of some of the duties, especially wicket keeper. So he's able to watch and set his feet properly and focus on batting, getting that batting practice in between the nets. It's given that he's captain, I guess he can be afforded the right to actually make that change up.
So fans out there, let us hear from you. What's your thoughts on Puran being the wicket keeper, the captain, and the batter who is expected to lead the team with runs? I mean, is that too much to ask of him, or am I being too easy? So leave those comments in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on Puran taking on all these responsibilities and being a young captain? Talk to me. But now Australia chasing 145, Raymond. They need 146 to win the match. They were 58 for 5 in the 8th over. Where did it went wrong?
You want to get straight to the point?
Might as well.
Pretty much a lot of drop catch. I mean, they put down a lot of opportunity.
The usual normal lie.
Normal lie. Yeah, but for real, drop catch. Not putting enough pressure on the batter, and letting them off, especially that final over. That when it's really crunch time, there's an opportunity for you to figure it out, to figure out how you manage pressure, and rise to the occasion. But that wasn't to be. And even the bowler selection, given what was at stake, I imagine if you're looking to build confidence, then I guess Puran is thinking that this is the best time to give some of these players the opportunity, to building confidence. But miss opportunities there and dropping catch, giving batters some longer chance at the creek.
I mean, in looking at the way they performed, and Sheldon Cottrell never had a good CPL, and he opened the bowling with Alzarri Josephs, and maybe if he had allowed Cottrell to bowl out his 4 overs up front, then that probably would have been better for Cottrell. But coming back in the final stage, with that final over, needing 11 runs, and of course the drop catch would have showed it off, but he never defended that 11.
No, it didn't. It's unfortunate. As I said before, it's as if he wanted to give that bowler some experience of pressure, because it doesn't make any other sense to have that player who is struggling for form now to have him play and bowl at that point in time when it's coming down to crunch time and you're looking to actually win the game. You save him for your last bowler. You could have probably used a carrier given how he has been.
I,
We said it.
you make me want to scratch my head. I don't even know why you said that. But
The
Finch
numbers.
Finch had a good batting, a good innings, 58. Wade showed that he was a finisher or continued to be a finisher with 39 to win it for Australia. And for the bowlers, and there's a little surprise here, Raymond. Sheldon Cottrell, 2 for 49 of his 4 overs and 5 balls. Azar Joseph continuing his excellent form from the CPL, 2 for 17 from 4 overs. Jason Holder, 1 for 30. Odean Smith, 1 for 19. Odean Smith was very expensive in the CPL, but he turned it around in this match. And surprise, surprise, Yannick Carrier playing in his first match, 4 overs, 1 for 15. Talk to me.
So I remember a lot of persons asked who is Carrier, myself included, and members of Sports
And
DTM
I
was
and I
asking who is
still
Carrier.
asking who is
So,
Carrier.
and we actually said Carrier should not necessarily play in this game. And boy, were we wrong. If it's ever a better game to play him, is this warm-up game. And he's fine-tuning and looking sharp. I mean, persons look and say 1 wicket is no big deal, but you have to look at how many balls he bowled and that econ of 3.8. That means he is a restricting force, stopping Australia from, ballooning the score. Granted, they won the game, but you just cannot imagine if it was a chasing situation for us, for West Indies, we'd be able to restrict them given Carrier's number.
So, as you mentioned, a lot of persons are asking who Carrier is, and I was included in that batch, and I'm not changing that question. We saw how he played in this match, and we're extremely happy that he managed to prove us wrong with the ball, right? 1 for 15 from 4 overs, and we would love for all the other players to prove us wrong when we come out and talk about how poor they're performing, because at the end of the day, we want the West Indies to do well, and we want the players to do well. We want to wish them all the best. So thanks to Carrier, who've proved us wrong, and we would love to see him continue on this trend throughout the rest of the tour as well as the World Cup, if he's given a chance to play. But looking on the second match now, Raymond, having watched how they played in the first match, pretty much, do we need to make any changes to this team? I know you've always been saying it's a warm-up match, so all the players need to probably get a chance to look in to see where they are leading into the World Cup. Do we need to make any changes? And if so, who do we need to drop and bring in?
Correct, not necessarily. I would actually keep the same team. What I'll do though, in terms of the bowling attack, I'll probably give what's his name, Odin Smith. Sorry, Odin Smith. A little bit more, let him bowl out that 4 over as best as possible. So that is one of the things I'll possibly change up. I still have got Sheldon Cottrell bowling because he has to warm up and get into the groove, and so he would still, have some bowling. But I would definitely have Smith bowling out his allotted overs of 4.
And what do we need to do to win this match? I saw Australia batted first, and Australia chased. We batted first, and Australia chased down the runs. Do you think it would be a better option if we chase?
Well, Kirk. The truth is, yeah. Winning if we win the toss, it would be good if we bat second and chase. I always say this: the restrictive nature of our bowlers should prove to the detriment of the Australians, and then again, that would, if they are able to both, if we're able to bowl first, we will see how good Yannick Carrier is. Because with those numbers, I cannot imagine how much you would restrict Australia in terms of from a scoring standpoint. And then our response would be even better. I mean, the consistent reefer puts up 19 to 20 runs each time. His averages, sometimes persons would want to say a 30 average, but having a 20 and 19 average consistently and not eating up too much ball is something to not scoff about. And so, yeah.
And for me, I would probably want to see somebody else with the gloves and giving Puran a little rest so that he can concentrate more on his batting for this match, because without a doubt, if Puran is not scoring any runs, we might end up like his franchise team in the World Cup at the bottom
Yeah.
of the table.
And the thing is, Kurt, also, if it's that Puran is watching the game and seeing that a situation where the run rate is so slow, he need to force himself down the order if he's not up to the task and make a Rahman Paul come in before him. So that is an option too as a captain.
Yeah, so and I definitely would love to see Puran getting in some of the runs and getting back some form, because without a doubt he's one of the special players. And once he's in form, we're definitely going to see the ball traveling far over the boundary. And that is typically the type of cricket that West Indies play. But I also want to see them running a bit more in between the wickets, using up more balls rather than having so many dot balls, so that they can score more runs. Use up the balls. But yeah. So fans out there, we would love to hear from you. What's your thoughts on the West Indies' performance in the last match, as well as what's your expectations of them in this second match against Australia? T20 International West Indies versus Australia is always a big deal, and they're in Australia, and we're expecting nothing but a win for the West Indies. So fans out there, leave your comments in the comment section below. Do you think the West Indies need to make any changes for this second match, or should they stick with the same team? Leave those in the comment section below. And always remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. And to tell a friend, 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 tell all of them friends to come and join the Sports DTM family. Raymond and I signing out, saying, be blessed.